Well, the Batman villain that cosplays as the governor of California is back at it again. This time he is suing Fox News. We may remember weeks ago now when the whole stuff going on in California, just as the LA riots were exploding, this back and forth between Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom was going on, with this claim about whether or not Donald Trump actually called Gavin Newsom. And it was proven that Donald Trump did. Well, Fox News and Jesse Waters decided to report on that. However, what they didn't report was that the exact date of the phone call, whether it was a day before, 3 days before, or whatever. Honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. But Gavin Newsom is he's really butthurt about being proven wrong. So if you remember, Gavin Newsom spent a lot of that time going, Donald Trump never called me. He never contacted me. I am the governor of this state, and the president took my soldiers away. And yet, we saw the picture. We saw the proof of the phone call that he did call him. Spoke for 16 minutes. Yet, when Waters reported on it, he didn't actually say what day or something about it. Honestly, I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. Gavin Newsom's butthurt about this and has decided to sue Fox News over their reporting, saying that they lied about whether or not he lied about the phone call and that they defamed him. So, what is defamation? Basically, lying about somebody. That's, at the end of the day, that's what it amounts to. So there are several elements to defamation. The first one is a false statement. And this statement must be objectively false. And it has to be presented as fact. So it can't be like, I think that Gavin Newsom is a liar. Well, you can't objectively be wrong about an opinion. The statement has to be published, like read over the news. And it has to identify somebody, like Gavin Newsom's a liar. Now, whether or not it's false, I'll leave that up to you. It also has to harm that individual. Now, the easiest way to show harm is through monetary means. Most defamation cases that you go and look at will have some element of requesting damages because your reputation, your job, something's been harmed. A really great example of that is the Sandman defamation case against, I believe it was ABC News. Honestly, I think he sued all of them, but ABC News is the big one, where their panel was basically spent weeks talking about what a terrible person this kid in the MAGA hat was. And he sued, claiming that he lost a lot of opportunity because of these statements. And I'm pretty sure he ended up being awarded like $200 million because of it, or settled for $200 million, something like that. But this case, and I'll tell you, the surprising thing about this is a sitting governor suing a major news network, and it took me 35 minutes to find the lawsuit. Most of the time, if you go and Google Donald Trump versus CBS, the news article reporting on it will link the lawsuit to it so you can read the lawsuit. I couldn't find this. I had to go to a random county website, not like a county in Delaware. I meant like a county news website in California actually had a link to the lawsuit. That's the only way I could find it. That was very surprising for me. But let's get back to the elements of defamation. So we've talked about identification, harm, all that stuff. Here's where we're going to have an issue with Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is quite literally the definition of public figure. So for public figures to prove defamation, they have to prove what's called actual malice. This was decided in the New York Times v. Sullivan case. So actual malice means that the defendant knew the statement was false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth, just did not care that he was lying. There also has to be a lack of privilege, meaning the statement can't be protected by a legal privilege like the absolute privilege we have in a courtroom or qualified privileges based on fair reporting or public proceedings. Other defenses are truth. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. Opinion or consent are also defenses against defamation. If you truly believe something to be true, if you truly give it as your opinion, then you can withstand a challenge against defamation. So Waters' biggest defense here is that the editorial decision to exclude this one little statement about whether or not the timing of the phone call isn't an attempt to defame Gavin Newsom. This lawsuit boils down to whether or not Waters needed to report the timing of the phone call. So he's angry over the fact that Waters didn't say that Donald Trump said, "I spoke to him a day ago." So if you remember, on a press briefing on board Air Force One, I think it was like June 10th, President Trump said, "I spoke to him a day ago." And then the phone call, Newsom claims the phone call, and I think Trump agrees that the phone call was like the 7th, the morning of the 7th. So that's not a day ago. But in my opinion, it's close enough that it doesn't really matter. Newsom says that Fox News defamed him by saying he lied about there not being a phone call because the phone call was more than a day ago. This is just another attempt for Gavin Newsom to get back in the news. It's another attempt for Gavin Newsom to try to get a W over Donald Trump because the Court of Appeals just completely demolished any shot of a W that he would have gotten over Donald Trump in the LA riots National Guard incident. It's just more Democrat soapboxing. It's a waste of taxpayer money. It's a waste of his money. It's a waste of the money in Delaware, because this is filed in Delaware. This entire thing is BS. But it is going to make for some great videos. I cannot wait to track this. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment below, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.